When I was a teenager, many events in my life happened purely by chance. I often thought about what really governs the course of events in this world. Is it randomness? Or do people have real influence? Yes, people do influence outcomes, but the system is closed and deterministic. Even the greatest scientific breakthroughs were destined. They were predictable. They had to happen. If a computer could account for all internal and external variables in the universe, it would show that nothing is random. Everything follows a fixed path. But this takes away something essential from people: belief in miracles, hope that something unexpected might happen, that magic exists, that they might reach paradise or escape the expected. Today's topic, or rather, today's lecture, is not about how to catch luck or harness randomness. It's about the nature of luck itself and why you should never rely on it. The truth is, when you meet successful people, most succeed because they don't dwell on exactly how they achieved their success. Most simply got lucky. So they'll tell you luck plays a major role. The truly deluded claim they did it all on their own. But deep down, they all know they got lucky. They made their moves in the right places, and it worked. Because in the flow of time, you insert your moves, and if you set a direction, like defining a cyclic graph, then events unfold along that path, within fairly predictable limits. Life events, so to speak, follow that structure. One major problem people never overcome is the desire for luck. Why luck? Because within an organism's system, if it can't grasp all ongoing events, some things will appear random. More than that, if it acts as an autonomous agent, able to stand, walk, and choose, it often has to make decisions. It is more energy efficient to make those decisions randomly. Not just energetically, but evolutionarily, random actions prove more effective because they increase mutation rates, strengthening the species' condition and position. If not the species itself, then the system as a whole. Overall, this benefits the ecosystem. The core issue relates to what Einstein said: does God play dice or not? Physicists debate this. I call myself a philosopher and say this: from a philosophical standpoint, it is not God who plays dice, but humans. The problem is, God takes a fee. Every time you hope for something, from your perspective as an observer, outcomes often come down to a clear 50%. Without deep probabilistic thinking, you make simple moves. For example, a woman, yes or no. That's it. She will or won't. There is no third option. Humans naturally and rightly make their moves. Every move ultimately reduces to a logical action. Beyond that, there are algorithms or mechanisms at work. When you sit and wonder, will I have good weather tomorrow? Though, what does weather have to do with it? If you say, let's use a simple example, meeting a girl, just for illustration. Will I meet a great girl or not? Will I get to know her or not? A mundane scenario. Many people pray to God saying, give me a job, give me health, give me money, and so on. When they ask, they must understand that God doesn't necessarily grant it, but He might. Not only might He, but when He does, it can happen repeatedly and convince you of His power. But all this power is meaningless because the probability, the calculation, is in your hands. Always 50%. You control these odds, but He sets a fee, say 51. Every time you ask, He takes 51 and gives you 49. By the end of your life, disregarding mythical promises of heaven, you end up in the negative. This is one reason I reflect deeply on why any relationship with luck is fundamentally negative. The romance fades, the meaning disappears. No argument there. It's hard to resist these temptations during adolescence. More mature people understand this. But faith becomes a form of slavery. Belief in yourself is the same illusion. When you believe in yourself, you are still playing the 49-51 game. To sum up again, God does not play dice. People play dice. God takes the fee.